anyway, thank you again for joining us. Now that almost everybody's here, maybe we can start by asking, when you look at where the world of CSR is, forgetting social enterprise for where does it stand? There's so many things. Somebody was telling me 4.0, 4.5, etc. Yeah, how do you look at CSR today? Or maybe should we forget it and just focus on social enterprise?
Well, for someone who created CSR International, I'm surprisingly reticent of using the word CSR anymore, because I think that it's become associated with a very narrow concept, despite my efforts and your efforts and other people's efforts to sell it as something that's transformative. The legacy of CSR seems to keep it trapped in a fairly narrow concept. For most companies, in terms of my stage model, they typically are stuck at the strategic CSR stage where they do lots of codes and standards, but it's not really transformative. So the two concepts I've been working with more actually in the last couple of years, one is the idea of future fitness. It's interesting with future fitness, because when you speak to a company about CSR, it's immediately put in a box. So there's a CSR department, a CSR manager. It's something that gets taken care of on the side, and that's one of the reasons why it fails to really change problems. Whereas if you talk to a company about whether they're fit for the future, whether they will survive and thrive in the future, it's a completely different conversation, and it's far more inclusive. As it happens, I came up with that concept a couple of years ago, and independently a foundation was set up called the Future Fit Foundation, which has created a benchmark for companies on how they can measure their future fitness. So I think that concept has got some legs and will continue to develop. The other one that I'm perhaps even more interested in is the idea of integrated value. I believe in terms of the evolution of CSR that we're now in the decade. If you trace back these concepts, CSR was really a concept in the 1960s. 1970s we had business ethics and environmental management come in. 1980s we had stakeholder theory and sustainability come in. 1990s was mainly about corporate governance. Also corporate accountability sort of came in the early 2000s, so that was a lot about the reporting movement. I think this decade, the 2010s, if you like, is all about changing our concept and our measures of value creation. You know, it was interesting to see how Michael Porter's concept of shared value was received, very well received, especially by business. And yet when you look at the concept, it's nothing new. It's actually very narrow, very limited. But business loves it, because partly because it's Michael Porter, he's got his legacy on comprehensiveness, but also because it's speaking the language of business. Business understands what value creation is, and if you can expand that concept, then it gets more interesting. So I've just taken up a professorship in integrated value at Antwerp Management School, and a lot of that work is going to be about looking at how we can measure value at the interface of these different capitals. We mentioned social capital, there's natural capital, there's human capital, there's manufactured capital, technology, finance, etc. So my work on innovation now, integrated value really happens at the nexus of a number of trends. So we've got the resilience economy that's emerging. got the well-being economy, we've got the circular economy, we've got the shared economy, and we've got sort of digital economy. And when these start to overlap, then you get the real innovation. So I guess that's where I'm seeing the agenda at today. It's all about, I'm calling it integrated value, not everybody calls it that, but different concepts of value creation. KPMG, for example, has developed a measure which they call true value, where they actually turn social and environmental impacts into financial measures, and they come out with a financial number at the end, adding and subtracting your social and environmental impacts. And I suppose the way that I frame it now, I've started at Antwerp Management School the Sustainable Transformation Lab, and it rests on 4 pillars. So one is integrated value, which is about taking a multi-capital perspective and figuring out how we need to measure value differently. The second is positive futures, because unless we can make people aware of the global trends and the future that we are creating and the future that we would like to create, we won't get people changing. So that's a lot around scenarios and alternative futures. The third pillar is around sustainable innovation, which links nicely to a lot of your work. Because again, if we don't innovate business models and products and services, we really don't get to the solutions. And then the last leg is on what I call purposeful leadership, which I think also links nicely with your CSR 3.0. So those are some of the areas I think where the conversation has moved on to.
When you look at what you're saying, integrated values, are you foreseeing other forms of business organization?
Yeah, I mean, certainly one of the trends, and Derek can also talk a bit more about this, because she's specialized in social enterprise, but we're seeing different models, different business models and different structures of organization. Can you say a bit about that? About the different structures that we work with?
I think there is no reinvention of, as you said, the models have already existed, but we're looking at all those structures that are happening worldwide, what are the best models that we can integrate, teaching a lot on these structures. So I think the social enterprise in itself, even we try to stay away from using social enterprise as much, because again, because of the understanding or non-understanding of what social enterprise really is, try to use the transformative leadership or business reforms, and then we put all the models, cooperatives, put all the big groups, all the models of social entrepreneurship and elements worldwide, which are the most successful, so we use that as
The concept of integrated value is the percentage of the economic contribution is going to be more from the not-for-profits or those for specific groups, or will it remain mainly the large corporation cycle?
I think that the value creation these days is all in partnerships. It's all in cross-sector collaboration. So it's the collaboration between large companies and their suppliers and NGOs and governments. Certainly when we look at shared value, a lot of that's been applied to big corporates and their supply chains. For example, Nestle, which has adopted this as a strategy. You look at what they mean, and they really mean empowering their suppliers, their farmers, and so on. But I think that by definition, what we mean by integrated value is it's a systems thinking approach, saying value that's created through relationships. That's what we mean by integration. So I don't think it may be something that the corporates take on first because they have their heads around value creation already. but I think it applies to every type of organization.
When you look at a school like universities, which is a major institution in the Philippines, which is very influential in the realm of economics and business education, how should those ideas that we're talking about be looked at? And what corresponds school, for example?
Well, one of the things I'm charged with at Hancock Management School now is I am creating a Master's in Sustainable Transformation where we'll go deep into these subjects and 4 pillars, but actually one of my main tasks is to integrate sustainability into every single subject. And so when we talk about integration, that's also what we need, especially in education. If we're teaching CSR or sustainability just as a separate subject, then we're not achieving the goal. So it has to be, what does it mean in marketing? What does it mean in finance? What does it mean in operations? What does it mean in strategy? And we find now that's quite easy to do because there's so many case studies that apply sustainability or social responsibility to all of those subjects. But of course there's some resistance from the professors who,
Traditional schools.
Traditional, yeah.
The big schools.
Yeah. But where the excitement is, where the real trends are, if you look at the pioneering companies today and the ones that people get excited about, they're all doing, work that is transformative to society for sustainability. If you look at Tesla or maybe perhaps some companies.
What do you think, Santiago?
The question, sorry. Much of your work, I suppose, is within the context of developed economies. Do you notice, if at all, it's part of the research, certain peculiarities that emerging markets, emerging economies, transition economies, or developing economies would have vis-a-vis I suppose, the base of your research would be on the developed side?
I mean, first I would say that my work is not primarily developed, although I'm in Cambridge, of course, in Europe, but most of my travels and a lot of my research has been for developing countries.
Is that right?
I was born in Africa, grew up in South Africa. So what I do notice, and then I'll ask India to add because she's also working a lot in developing countries. The interesting thing with developing countries is that if we talk about what some professors call explicit CSR, this is I think Jeremy Moon and this concept of formalizing CSR into codes and standards and reporting and managers and stuff, then in a way the developing countries are catching up. But catching up very fast. I mean, if you look at China, they were miles behind, and now they're doing, all the codes, all the reporting, everything. But actually, if you look at implicit CSR, where it's more informal, what I think we've found is that a lot of the innovation is coming out of developing countries because they don't have all of those structures and all of those codes and standards that are forcing them to act a certain way. So when it comes to social enterprise and social entrepreneurship, we find a lot of our cases emerging in developing countries because the need is greater. There's a more of a spirit of creativity.
Yeah, only yesterday at the conference there were about 5 youth who already run such wonderful companies, and in particular this young lady, she's 19. She's been working with farmers since she's 11. Because of her love for farming, now she's coming with an initiative and she basically said, I want to make farming sexy. And that's what she's been doing so far, is to make farming available to younger generation. And how can that be done? So that's a perfect example of how you see this innovative work happening in countries such as Philippines. We don't do that in the UK. None of our youth will come up and say, I want to be a pharmacist, because the environment is not as such. So I think that's a really good way. Most innovative projects that we see come from countries, I don't like the word developing countries, in progress or in progressive countries.
Noreen has been very much involved with social entrepreneurs.
Actually, my friend, I think we're talking about sharing.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Right, you should talk about, because she comes from a very funny school. I would say 70% of all the social entrepreneurs that come from one school, the Ateneo de Manila, where she's from.